Hello there, be more just a bunch of nerds here, and I'm back to talk a little more Dice Masters. And what we got on tap right now is we're going to do some character profiles. And we are starting off with the Caped Crusader himself, Bruce Wayne, Batman. And actually we do have the Bruce Wayne card up here first card in the set. And so we're going to start off just looking at the die stats, because those will be the same for all versions of Batman. So he is a masked character with a 1 cost 3/4, a 2 cost 5/5, and a 3 cost 6/6. So he can get a little pricey, but he does have some power behind him. So we got Bruce Wayne up first, who's a Justice League character, and he has a cost of 5. When fielded, you may purchase a basic action die for 1. This may not reduce a die's cost below 1. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put that in there. I don't see how you purchasing for 1 can reduce it below 1, but it is a good card if you're running a mask heavy deck. I can see that fitting well in the Doctor Strange, you know, when you need to purchase the basic actions, and if you just go on a defensive deck with a lot of attack, a lot of like magic missiles, power bolts, and stuff like that, I can definitely see this being a valuable card. 5 cost is a little heavy, but he is a heavy hitter, so not sure. We'll see what else we have here. Kind of pick and rank the Batman cards. Number 2, and we have a little bit cheaper here, Dark Knight for 4 cost. And Batman must attack if villains are active. Again, not overly impressed. I mean, he must attack. That's almost something better for, almost like you could use against him. If you're holding him off for that big swing to, you know, do a one-hit knockout to take out your opponent, if you just put in something like any villain, because the villains are supposed to affiliate in both Marvel and DC world, and then have something like the Hulk waiting or a Beast, and you can possibly knock him out or draw some cards and definitely deal some damage to your opponent's characters if you're using Hulk. So I'm not sure I see a large benefit in this, but again, for the stats that are on him, 4 cost isn't too bad to bring him out. Up third from the starter set as well, 5 cost Batman, World's Greatest Detective. While Batman is active, whenever you field a different Justice League character, gain 1 life, and he has Retaliation. Retaliation, if an affiliated character is knocked out, deal 1 damage to an opposing player. So this one I'm liking a little bit better. For the 5 cost, again, he's got the power, but if you build a Justice League deck, I find that this game doesn't have much in the way of healing. Some of the better healers, you got Iron Man. I know there's one of them when he takes damage. I believe you can heal, and there's one of the starter set Beasts could heal you. Mystical Elf and Yu-Gi-Oh, but there wasn't much in the way of healing, and a lot of them involved, you know, being in, like taking damage or being fielded. So this one here is when you have other characters in the Justice League. So if you build a team around Justice League guys and then just kind of cycle them through, you get some cheap ones in there and then throw in some kind of minor kill shot, like off the top of my head, I mean, let's go back to Johnny Storm, Human Torch. Every time you're fielding, you're dealing 1 damage to them, and then you're healing 1 life to yourself. You could, even if you need to, deal 1 damage to them and 1 damage to one of your characters to knock out, and then refield that Justice League character. So, you know, kind of combine the 2 together. So far, this is my favorite of the 3 Batman. And finally, we get the 4th Batman. This is the common. And this is Batman, the Caped Crusader. Whenever Batman damages a villain, gain 1 life. And then global. Once per turn, you may pay Fist or Lightning Bolt. The first time you play a basic action die this turn, gain 1 life. So again, I'm liking the life gain on this one. But the one thing I find, anything that's villain specific like that, unless you got, you know, a card that turns them into villains, it's not going to be necessarily as good, but again, this one works well with basic actions. But if I was going to work on a basic action deck, I would take Bruce Wayne. I mean, the purchasing for 1 as opposed to gain a life. But I would rank, for these cards, I would rank World's Greatest Detective as the best of the Batman cards. And Dark Knight is the worst. And then between the two, I mean, depends on what you like, but I prefer Bruce Wayne over Caped Crusader. So I'd say Bruce Wayne would be number 2, and the Caped Crusader would be the number 3 card on this set, or in this character. So once again, as always, like, comment, subscribe. I want to hear what you think. Do you disagree? Do you agree? You know, what are your thoughts on using Batman? Are you using him successfully? I'm sure there are other great strategies to work with him. I'm just going over the card on starting them off, and I haven't really looked at some combinations you can run using all the different sets, but I figured this is a new set came out. Let's start looking character to character. So thank you again for watching. This is B-More with Just a Bunch of Nerds, signing off.